The first topic is going through the business phase. Basically, businesses are birthed kind of like a person, and then they grow, and then they mature, and then they die, right? So it's kind of the same cycle as a business cycle. Death could be you selling the business, could be you transitioning, could be you closing, it could be many things. So every one of those steps has its own tax and accounting issues, really, that are most common, and legal issues as well. So to start out, we're just going to talk about, as a startup phase, the most common concerns and questions for clients are entity selection, legal differences and tax differences, LLCs, S corporations, C corporations, what should I be, what's best for me? And the answer really isn't one answer for everybody. It's kind of a timing issue, and it kind of depends on where you are and how much capital you have. So first, we're going to start out, Joe, talking about layering and asset protection.
Yeah. So sure. Where are the questions? What do you got? Entity selection. Everybody's comfortable with the entity that they've decided to start up with.
Like what? Like why would you form a separate legal entity, right?
So remember, a lot of times clients come into my office and they think that they're an S corp, right? An S corp is not an entity; it's a taxing designation, right? So you have an LLC is a business entity, a corporation is a business entity. The difference is that a LLC can be taxed differently, right? It can be taxed like a sole proprietor if there's one person. It can be taxed like a partnership if there are two people, or if it chooses to, it can be taxed like a corporation, like an S corp. A corporation can only be taxed like a C corp or an S corp. And Todd can get into the differences and flow through taxation and things like that. But that's one of the things people often confuse. Is I ask them, well, what type of company you have? Well, I have a S corp. Well, that doesn't really tell me what type of company. It just tells me how you're being taxed. So hopefully that's helpful. I think Denise was like, yeah, that's a little helpful. I'm starting to understand.